January 15, 2009. The cabin of U.S. Airways Flight 1549 is calm. Passengers are settling in, reading, chatting quietly. The plane has just taken off from LaGuardia Airport in New York City, climbing into the cold winter sky. Less than 2 minutes into the flight, at an altitude of just 2,800 feet, it happens. A sudden, violent jolt rocks the entire aircraft. A series of deafening bangs echo through the cabin, followed by a terrifying, unnatural silence. The engines have gone dead. The smell of jet fuel fills the air, and a horrifying thought flashes through every passenger's mind. We're falling. This isn't a movie scene. This is the true story of Flight 1549, the flight that should have ended in tragedy for all 155 souls on board. What unfolded next was one of the most incredible survival stories in aviation history. From the cockpit, Captain Chesley "Sully" Sullenberger and First Officer Jeffrey Skiles stared at their instruments in disbelief. Both engines had failed after striking a large flock of Canada geese. They were now piloting a 70-ton glider over one of the most densely populated cities on Earth. The air traffic controller's voice crackled through their headsets, offering a return to LaGuardia, then a runway at Teterboro. But Sully, his hands steady on the controls, knew they wouldn't make it. They were too low, too slow, and falling too fast. Below them lay the icy dark waters of the Hudson River. It was their only chance. Inside the cabin, chaos was erupting. Flight attendants moved through the aisles, their voices firm but strained, shouting, "Brace for impact! Heads down! Stay down!" Passengers fumbled with their life vests, their hands trembling. Some were praying, others were making frantic phone calls, trying to say one last goodbye. Through the windows, the view was sickening. The skyscrapers of Manhattan were getting closer, not farther away. The plane was descending with alarming speed. People gripped their armrests, their knuckles white, bracing for the inevitable. The fear was a living thing, a suffocating presence that filled every inch of the cabin. The sound of the wind rushing past the powerless aircraft was a haunting roar, a countdown to disaster. Then came the command that no one ever wants to hear. "This is the captain. Brace for impact." Time seemed to slow down. Passengers locked eyes with strangers, a shared moment of pure terror connecting them all. They could see the river now, rushing up to meet them. The plane skimmed just feet above the George Washington Bridge. People on the ground and in their cars watched in horror, certain they were witnessing a catastrophic crash. The impact, when it came, was violent. A deafening screech of metal on water, a bone-jarring slam that threw everyone forward in their seats. Water surged into the cabin from the rear, cold and immediate. The plane had hit the Hudson River, but they hadn't crashed. They had landed. The aircraft was floating, but it was sinking fast. Panic flared again as water poured in, rising around their legs. The flight attendants, acting on pure training and adrenaline, screamed for everyone to get out. "Evacuate! Go to the wings! Climb out!" People scrambled over seats, pushing through the rising water towards the emergency exits over the wings. The doors were flung open, revealing the frigid, choppy surface of the river. The air was bitingly cold. One by one, passengers climbed out onto the slippery, submerged wings. Huddling together against the wind and the freezing spray, they were stranded in the middle of the Hudson River in January. The sight was surreal. A commercial airliner, broken but afloat, with its passengers standing on its wings, surrounded by the iconic New York City skyline. But survival was not yet guaranteed. Hypothermia was a deadly and immediate threat. The water temperature was just above freezing. Their bodies were already losing heat, and time was running out. Just as despair began to set in, a miracle appeared. The first ferry boat, the Thomas Jefferson, altered its course, its crew having witnessed the impossible landing. Within minutes, a flotilla of ferries and Coast Guard boats converged on the scene, a spontaneous and heroic rescue effort materializing out of nowhere. Rescuers threw life rings and ropes, pulling shivering passengers from the wings and the icy water. The evacuation was orderly but desperate. Every second counted as the plane sank lower. Captain Sully, ever the professional, walked the entire length of the cabin twice, ensuring every single person was out before he became the last to leave his sinking aircraft. In just 24 minutes, all 155 people, 150 passengers and 5 crew members were rescued. There were injuries, some serious, but against all odds, everyone survived. It was a story of incredible skill, calm under pressure, and the unbreakable human will to live. The miracle on the Hudson remains a stunning testament to what can be endured and overcome in the face of certain death. Thanks for watching. If you found this story as incredible as we did, hit that like button and subscribe for more true survival sagas.